mostly it though. 1, 2, 3. Welcome y'all to another episode of the Presidential Executives. Going on, this your boy right here, JB. This my brother over here, El Presidente Rag. What it do, my boy?
Man, what's going on, brother?
Man, could complain, but what good would that do?
No, it won't do no good,
What
man.
good would that
It won't.
do?
It won't do any good.
Yeah, what good
It
would
won't
that
do any good.
But y'all go ahead and like this video right now. I know it may take a while for some people to come in, but go ahead and like this video right now wherever that you stream podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, and
Stitcher.
There we go. Yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. You know what we're here to talk about. If you've seen the thumbnail, you know the stuff that's heard around the world that's going on. Of course, we don't talk about Kenny, K-Dot, all that good stuff. Been a lot going on in regards to that. A little bit of stuff that's going on in this current administration stuff. We got stuff going on with my alma mater, with the football team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NBA trade stuff. Our generation's GOAT wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is back around. So we got a few things to get into, man. So yeah, Rack, what it do, man? I just want to get regular, man. How you doing, man? Everything well? See,
Man,
you got a good promotion.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, look,
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out. I know we got to get into the Super Bowl, man. You supposed to, show up.
Yeah, man. I really thought about it. I was running around all Sunday.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I actually ended up being me and EJ up here just watching the game and whatnot, But yeah, I did think about you, bro. Trust. Actually, if I came, I was going to bring Cornelius.
Oh, okay.
He was in town. He was over his brother's house. He told me I could have came over there. I didn't go over there either. But
he just got married too, didn't he? Or was it? I saw the thing on the TV, Rated Love.
Yeah, he got married. I don't think it was official on the thing, but I think they did it for TV.
Right.
But they are engaged.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So they were the first couple to get married on Ready to Love.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So salute to our boy Corn Dog. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all go back and check out. Is it season 1?
Season 1.
Season 2. He was on season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
But it's our homeboy. I know y'all was real tight growing up.
Yeah.
But he was on this show called Ready to Love. I believe it was DC. Yeah, so
DC.
the Ready to Love DC, and I believe it was like the 3rd season, I think, of that show.
Shoot, I think it was more like probably the 5th season.
It was a little bit further than that.
Because I actually had to go back, because I never watched the show before, ever, until he told me about it. And then I was like, what is Ready to Love? And so I went back to watch a few seasons of it. So I think they were probably like 5th, 6th season, something like that.
Okay.
So it was, they did their thing, man. So, shout out to my boy. I'm not sure if he's still in town, but he was here for almost about a week or whatnot. But yeah, shout out to my boy Corn, man. And Camille, you know what I mean? Man, I think they're going to have one officially with the family and all that stuff like that. More than likely probably in D.C., I'm assuming. So, yeah, we'll see about that. So, let's get into this nitty-gritty, man. We can go and get it started with, everything heard around the world, man. With Super Bowl, we'll talk about that in a minute, But the real thing was really K-Dot. You know what I'm saying? Was Kenny with the Super Bowl, with the performance. Myself telling you, I was up here with my 9-year-old EJ. Mm-hmm. He had no idea who K-Dot was, but he enjoyed the performance. He was like, "Oh my God, cool, Dad. Do you listen to his music, Dad?" So we had a little conversation about it. Personally, I thought it was superb. Just to be real, I think a lot of people talking about the deep stuff. I got some of the stuff in real time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other stuff I had to, dissect it, relook at it, or kind of rethink it,
right,
and see kind of what was really happening. But I mean, just to get into it, like the people that were talking about, it was snooze worthy, it was boring. I guess I can get their perspective to a degree, but then I'm looking like he's a rapper on a Super Bowl stage on TV. Like, what you want him to be on roller skates like Usher? You know what I'm saying? Going around, rolling around, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what people were really expecting for a rapper to do. You want him to hang upside down like 50 did on the one a few years ago or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's only so much you can do as a rapper and as an MC. I think you can speak to this. Like, your set can speak volumes, and the people, your choreographers, your dancers, other things, your outfit. You know, you walked around with a bat and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things that you can control as a rapper. You're not gonna be up there. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know what I'm saying, string will get down. You feel me, with the dancing and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not gonna be up there choreographing like you're, you know what I'm saying, Boys to Men.
No, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So what Kendrick did was, I think, was phenomenal, and he got somebody like Samuel L. Jackson, to get into the mix. Had the outfit on, the Uncle Sam hat, you know, with everything going, and if you listen to what he was saying, he was setting every scene up to what, you know what I'm saying, the mindset of the perspective of what, you know what I'm saying, K-Dot was trying to bring out.
Or even when they panned and you could see it looked like the buttons from the what is it, the PlayStation controller.
Okay.
And then
I didn't even peep that in real time.
And then when he said game over, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then right after game over, it's like TV off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
it was genius, dog.
The art of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I think it became, it's one of those things where like, and we got small children, so you can definitely appreciate this, and anybody with small children can appreciate this. If your child has in their heart to go to Chuck E. Cheese, or no, they want to go. As a matter of fact, they want to go to the park. Let's go to the park. We're gonna play. My friend's gonna be out there. We're gonna be on the swings. We're gonna be on the slide, but it's raining. You say, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna order pizza. We're gonna get some ice cream. We're gonna have fun at the house. Man, you can have everything. Like I said, you can have pizza coming. You can DoorDash tacos, burgers, wings. You know what I'm saying? You have ice cream with all the sprinkles and jelly beans and everything on it. But their heart is set on the park. So it don't matter what you do. It's not going to be good enough because their heart is set on the park. And so people was so fixated on Wayne, who didn't have anything to do with anything. Like, I don't know when the last time Wayne put out a song. I mean, you might be able to look up and see. Like, I don't recall.
I don't know. That's a good question.
But first of all, I don't recall, since Jay-Z took over, I don't recall any artist performing in their home city. Beyonce didn't get Houston.
No.
The Super Bowl's been in New Orleans before, and nobody ever had anything to say when they had other people in New Orleans. And you could have been had Master P, you could have been had Cash Money, No Limit, you could have been had. I mean, people were saying Boosie, like, be realistic, like, Boosie doesn't have. We love Boosie down south, but like
corporate, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's not even like he got songs.
He got songs, but
you talking about billions of people watching the game, or a billion people, or hundreds of million people watching the game. It's not moving the needle. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get somebody on that echelon of the A list,
right? And usually the Super Bowl has generational talent as the performers. You know what I'm saying? Quite honestly, if you look at a lot of the performers on there, they're iconic talent. They'll go down in history as, you know, one of the greatest.
And the thing with Kendrick is that I don't just think as a rapper, and I might be mistaken, but he did something nobody's done in the Grammys. Nobody's gotten 5.
Oh, yeah.
Now, ain't no rappers got them. Now, like I said, and I might be wrong, but I was listening to something.
In one night.
Like, he got 5 in one night. Nobody's gotten 5 in one night. And I don't mean just rappers like anybody.
Yeah.
But definitely no rappers. But like I said, that part I might be wrong about. It might be some singer or the Beatles or somebody, I don't know. But like, you looking at acts like Michael Jackson maybe. You know what I'm saying? But like I know he got
like
three in one night before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't know that he's gotten 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Quincy Jones, like come on man, you talking about iconic acts. So this is the level of performer that you have. And it wasn't just everybody's like we're acting like we paid money to come see a concert. You're watching it from your house for free.
Exactly.
And he put on a show not just for the people watching at home, not just for us niggas down south that we got a sense of entitlement. Like everything has to accommodate our musical taste. And the only thing I hate about not just Memphis but the South is like we are so much homers. Like a lot of us have this thing of where if it ain't coming from our kitchen, we got something bad to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody got, you got your 1 or 2 flavors that you like. You might like a Jay-Z, you might like a, somebody you might like NWA or Pac or somebody like that, or, you might like some drill rappers. But for the most part, if it ain't your region or your city or your state, we ain't rocking with it. And it sucks because even though people call us country and Bamas and everything like that, the real listener, the real hip hop heads, the real fans of music, they appreciate what we bring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they know even before 3-6 was on Hustle and Flow, like you had people like Joe Budden and them knew who 3-6 was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we was what they played in the club to get crunk or get turned up. You know what I'm saying? They respected what we brought. It was just if you talking about a lyrical.
Yeah.
You ain't got a whole bunch of people that fit that category, but in terms of making good quality music, we got respected, in there. And even got the props, like I said, for the last few years when Memphis was running the game, we get the props. But people here, if it ain't from our kitchen, we got something negative to say about, it's whack. And all I'm saying is like, y'all niggas don't even eat leftovers. Most of y'all niggas, y'all be complaining on day 2 of Thanksgiving leftovers. Nigga, I eat my Thanksgiving leftovers for about 4 or 5 days.
Right.
Cause I grew especially if I cooked it.
Make a sandwich.
You know what I'm saying? Like man, you take the turkey boil and make a soup or a stew.
Yeah.
Like come on. Mm-hmm. But y'all niggas don't eat leftovers, but y'all will listen to the same type or genre of music all the time.
Preach, rag.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you criticize something. And I mean, like me, yes, when I'm trying to get turned, I'm not listening to Nas when I'm trying to get turned.
For sure.
But when I'm chilling, I'm reflecting. Like I said, I'm sitting in my garage smoking a cigar, having me a drink. That's what I'm listening to. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm driving, I'm trying to stay up. I got 3-6 going. You know what I'm saying? I got some, I got, Dolph going. I got something that's going to have me, up. Yeah. Because I need to stay awake to get from point A to point B. Yeah. But like now, when I'm just chilling, Sunday driving, loafing, I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like a diet. You can't always have chocolate cake. You got to balance it out. You got to have your greens. You got to have your proteins. You got to have your fruits. You got to have your dessert. You know what I'm saying? It's all of it's necessary.
And that's part. You said a lot right there. And that's my part too, man. I'm just like I want people to not just it's K-Dot first of all, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is not. You're expecting somebody to be something that they're not. That's why I was like, do you expect him to be Usher? Do you expect him to come out there to do something? First of all, it's K-Dot. For me, knowing that it's K-Dot, I'm knowing what to expect. Even if I'm a hater of Kendrick, I know what is to expect. So for you to even say it's boring or whatever else like that, like to me, how was it boring? Again, you're in your living room, most of us watching it from our living room, from our seat, our man cave seat, or in the family room, wherever you're at. And so it's like he had dancers out there. He had color. He had SZA out there. You know what I'm saying? He had Serena Williams out there. He had an A-list actor, Samuel Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So he had all the elements to make you stay intrigued. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so at the end, and then everybody thought it was just, it's about Drake. Oh, how you gonna have a black man talk about another black man? And to me, that took it too far because is Drake really black? I mean, I don't know, but I'm not even gonna go there right now.
He's black when it's convenient.
Correct.
Because he said that he's Jewish.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So
And I'm not trying to look, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want to get in trouble. But if you ask 100 people that say they're Jewish, you're going to get 100 different answers. Because some people will tell you it's a race. Some people will tell you it's a faith. Some people will say it's a religion. Some people will say it's both. Some people say, well, I'm not religious, but I am because my mom is. Like, I don't know anything else. Like, we don't get to pick and choose to be black. Like, oh, well, I don't really rock with it like that, but my mama black, so I'm black. No, we don't get to choose that. That is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only, I guess, quote unquote, faith nowadays where people can say you can be offended because somebody say something about it. Because I know people that grew up in a Christian home that don't profess to be Christians no more. They don't give a damn what you say about Christianity.
Right.
If they ain't rocking with it no more. I know some people who grew up in a Muslim home that ain't Muslim no more. They don't give a damn what you say about the Nation of Islam because they ain't rocking with that no more. But they have the monopoly on if you say anything about anything, we finna cancel you. We coming to get you. We finna freeze your assets. We finna freeze your bank accounts. That's what Drake is.
Right. And so, even what you just said, about Arbery, the whole thing was a little bit about him, but the majority of the performance was about him telling a story of him getting into everything as far as the PlayStation stuff, kind of prison yard situation, and so he had all those elements. So it wasn't just even all of it about Drake. I'm even surprised. I thought he wasn't even maybe gonna do a song, Not Like Us, but I think he slick kind of had to.
Oh, you got to do.
You know what I'm saying? Just because it's just been so hot.
And I like the tease where he was like, they want to hear the song, and he teased it, and then went into another song.
Yeah. In the beginning, so I like that part. So, when I saw Mo Kicks and Vic, they always be poking fun to K Dot. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Vic did say so. He said he put a beat up, said do that. He said, oh. Kendrick fans, this is what the slaves were sounding like when they was acting like Kendrick fan trying to be so deep or whatever like that. Like, my thing is just like you said, I don't listen to 3-6 and stuff like that all the time. Project Pat, right? Sometimes I listen to some old Lionel Richie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or the Commodores. You know what I'm saying? The Jesus Love thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things, and so. My thing is, how can we not appreciate the artistry of what he's doing and what he was trying to say? And really, one of the things that we're doing when basically saying that we built the country and we're on his back, and you see all the black people up there with the red, white, and blue holding each other's back, you know what I'm saying, with him sitting in the middle, just the imagery of that. Now, I had to catch that when I had to go back and, what I'm saying, do that. But looking at certain things like that, like people, I don't want to think. I don't want to have to think. I just want to be entertained. Entertain me, nigga. Dance, do something. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but you knew what you were getting, you know what I'm saying, before he even got on stage. So for you to call it boring or something just really points to, I think, just the mentality of a lot of our community, that they don't want to even have a little bit, okay, let's try this piece of cake. Just try it. You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, but you respect, okay, it ain't my thing, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. It's like we don't have that in our community to the degree, and it's 2025. You know what I mean? So it's like...
And I mean, again, the people got to remember on that stage, it's not just about the songs and how hot the songs is. It's also about the performance.
Yep.
And so now you have to go back and how you talked about media and everything. Like, and in some cases... I mean, and again, a lot of these people that's on Wayne, you Wayne, the Carter Wayne.
Yeah.
You're
Wayne.
Tunchi Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I was rocking with Wayne when he was with the BGs, and it was him and BG, and they had the group. You know what I'm saying? And they was like the little teenagers on Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was rocking with Wayne, the Hot Boys Guerrilla Warfare. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when he was having all the hot features on the BG album, Chopper City in the Ghetto, and Juvenile 400 Degrees.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the big time is How You Love That Volume 2. Like,
him and Birdman.
You know what I'm saying? I go all the way back with him in that. So I've watched the evolution to the good and to the bad.
Yep.
To the point where I don't even like watching interviews no more. Because even though I don't know him personally, like when you watch somebody grow up like that, you feel a kinship with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you feel like this my cousin, like this my brother, like we in the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the same things. We grew up the same way. We grew up in the same type of environments, and so to see you be lucid and have your mind, and then you see to now where you doing interviews and you talking about it might be heroin in your cup. You know what I'm saying? Or when he would be on First Take, look. I mean, and I'm watching you, but you look like you.
Man, look like he own one.
I mean, not First Take. What's the one with Skip
Undisputed.
Undisputed. Yeah, you be on Undisputed.
Yeah.
And you look high.
Like he sound like a,
you know what
a
I'm
gremlin
saying?
or a
Right.
goblin. Literally a goblin.
And that's, you know, like I watched. He did the it was an NBA event last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, and now I ain't watched the whole thing, but like the first 20 minutes, and keep in mind you don't have that long at a halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
But he literally was in one spot, and then he'll move to another spot,
Yep.
and he'll move to another like that's a football field.
Yep.
You got to move around that whole football field to catch all of this stadium.
Yep. Every angle.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the reason why you stand in one spot, for people who perform, they can attest to this. You don't move around a lot because you get out of breath.
Mm-hmm.
Like and go watch it. But people who perform, you know, even if people know your songs, you pause, you stop, you let the crowd do stuff. You do Why do you do that? You're catching your breath.
All right. Yeah.
It ain't because even if because the greatest thing for a performer is when the crowd knows your stuff. So now if they know your stuff and you're letting them do it, well now while y'all doing it, I'm turning up. I'm not standing in one spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or we're alternating. We going back and forth. So I say one thing, you like a call and response type thing. But if I'm letting y'all say it and I'm standing there so I can like go watch when he opened up for the ESPYs and really listen, like I could hear him running out of breath. Mm-hmm. Now, props to him for being able to, you know, do remix to the Amelie thing. You know, he remixed it and man, that's dope to be able to do that. But like I could hear him running out of breath.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then even parts of it where he kind of stopped so the DJ could be talking. And part of it can be lack of rehearsal, but when you listen to people that was on the, it wasn't the Grammys, I think it was the BET Awards. It was somebody who was a part of the organizers, like he didn't show up the whole week.
Okay, I think
you know, and so like now again, that speaks to your professionalism. And this ain't, you know, the Bluff City, you know what I'm saying, Blues on the River.
Yeah.
You talking about the Super Bowl? It's billions of dollars. People are paying $50 million just to have a commercial play. You dealing with all types of Fortune 500 companies and everything like that. So if you're going to be on this stage, even because, you know, they've had some people that was like, that was meh, but nobody was talking about it the next day. We still talking about it 2-3 days later. We're still talking about it. So you can say what you want about the nigga, but like Kendrick got to be GOAT status. Because we're still, ever since the beef started, we're still talking about him. We're still talking about it. We still talking about how we don't like the. So if we're still talking about you, who else do we still talk? We still talking about LeBron, but we will attest he's the GOAT of his generation. Right. We're still talking about Jordan. He's the GOAT. We're still talking about Kobe. He's GOAT status. Ain't nobody talking about Cuttino Mobley. He was in the NBA.
Right.
He was good. It's plenty of Cat fans out there. Yeah. Nobody arguing over Cuttino Mobley. Nah. And he could probably beat any of us right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you only talking about the GOAT status.
No doubt.
So the fact that we still talking about this like this days later and arguing about it speaks to that. It attests to that. You pointed out how people like, oh, black man, this another black man. And what irks me is a lot of these niggas saying it because I read y'all Facebook posts and stuff like that. Y'all stay talking about how y'all about that life and y'all will slap a nigga and y'all will do this. I wish a nigga would. But now y'all care so much about a black man saying something against a black man.
Yeah. I
see so many dudes bash black women, but now y'all care so much about a black man saying something about another black man. I hear people in this city, you just diss and down and clown Memphis so much. The energy that you put in down in Memphis, you could be out there
Right.
making a. And then when you do it, you can't just do it. Then you got to make a video talking about how you did what you did.
Yep. Yep.
And if you really about that, like to go to a scripture, if you really about that scripture life, the Messiah didn't go around telling people what he was doing. If you really genuine about it, don't nobody got to know. As a matter of fact, it was times when Jesus healed people, what did he tell a couple people? Hey, don't tell nobody. Keep this. That's for you. I didn't do this so people could be pat me on the back.
Right.
So when I give people money, I'm not recording myself, handing nobody 20 to look at me. Look at me helping these kids out in the street.
Yep.
But when you're down in the people of this city, who you down in? You down in black people. But now all of a sudden you care about a black man. There's another black man.
When it's convenient. When it's convenient for them. And that's what. And I wanted to bring up this dude because I actually shared this stuff and read something. This dude named Derek A. Harper Sr. He actually put out a thing talking about the whole performance. I'll read some over here for those that didn't know some of the things. He said one of the biggest revolutions in Super Bowl history happened on the stage tonight. Folks screaming it's boring or trash because it went over their head. This is what you didn't see. Then again, the message is blacks have always been here to entertain they who are not like us, so they aren't bored. They rather have Wayne up there high who has backed Drake the system to push the agenda. The messages Kendrick just sent to America could not use Wayne. It even started with the American flag being built out of black people as America being built on the backs of black people. Before I mentioned how being cool in our culture has always been stolen no matter how many people try to sell it, they not like us. Was not about the white people. It was about the people who control the media and the labels who create and divide. Okay, here it goes. It said it started with Dead Prez intro beat, which I peeped at, and flow bigger than hip hop. I put the video in the comments. He put the video in the comments. The first song, when I hear music, it makes me dance. Squabble up. Puppet strings of music making us dance versus paying attention. Uncle Sam, Samuel L. Jackson started it off with the rules of the game of historical white America. Uncle Sam equals U.S., a united group. They not like us. Then said, when a bunch of blacks hanging out on the corner under the street light is too deep for the culture. Somebody gotta die. Deduct a life and create an environment to cancel each other out. Can't have black men getting along with each other. They'll build. So anywhere that happens, let's make it dangerous. Set curfews, have police harass to discourage it. The Squid Game star, which symbolizes the rich killing the poor for entertainment. Imagine rappers beefing and killing and the media benefiting from their deaths. Then the dancers in the red and white, the blue representing the white flag, American white flag, been dancing to the drums of the system. And we want to be entertained and be able to dance than to be educated, as Will Rag was saying. Then the main stage was a PlayStation, the Squid Game card, and the system is a game designed to keep us dancing and imprisoned, which is why it was like a prison yard. If you go back and look at the performance and you see some of the things, it was like a prison yard. So that's what we're talking about. And there's a lot of other stuff he said in there. I think he mentioned too, he noticed how he brought SZA out as a black woman and she did not have to be half naked on stage, and I did notice that for sure because, SZA, she got body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? SZA got body, but she was fully covered up in red, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was intentional, you know what I'm saying, on that piece. And then the Serena Williams part, which I want to get, I don't know if you heard what Stephen A. said about her on that. So I want to talk about that. But the Serena Williams part about protecting the black woman, and that's what we're saying, that's what, that whole thing. And a lot of other stuff. So you can look at all this stuff on Google online. But this guy, I think he broke it down. This is part of a couple more paragraphs that he actually wrote that I shared on my Facebook. But, the thing about Serena now, everybody knows, well, most people know that she used to date Drake back in the day, back when she was in her prime and, the U.S. Open and all that stuff. And so a lot of people are saying, why was she on there? She's married to a billionaire. Why are you dancing, trying to get back with your ex? Why? Now, this is actually what Stephen A. said. Stephen A. was like, I divorce her. You're supposed to be focused on me. You're supposed to be focused on me. Why are you worried about another dude? Da da da. Like, to me, like.
Did you see her husband tweeted about it?
I saw that. And so, my thing is, even for us, bro. To me, we think on just the so surface level, we don't even consider like any other narrative of what things should be. And if you saw Serena, she posted something about this. She was like, she been trying to work with K-Dot for years. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to get together, whatever. But you know how schedules, whatever goes.
And they're both from Compton.
And so it's like, can I get you to dance on stage doing the crip walk, da 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 this, and you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on your perspective. But if you're, ignorant, so to speak, and don't really try to look at things outside of just somebody trying to get back and be bitter and all this stuff, you will look at it like, I heard somebody in the group chat said, was talking about how he actually I got out of it actually.
Look at you, good job.
I got to lock in. But one of them was just talking about how man, she married to a white dude, so how could she be up there dancing, trying to do that. Like, I'm just like,
somebody been listening to Dr. Umar.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's exactly my response. I'm like, so you're Dr. Umar now? Like, what does her marrying a white dude gotta do
anything
with her being from Compton and representing her dude from the, you know what I mean? And being at the Super Bowl. Like, if somebody was like, hey, Rag, I want you to crip walk, hey, on the Super Bowl. You know
I mean, like if somebody, if Moneybag or hell Velly get on the Super Bowl and be like, hey, Reg, I want you to come out there and start gangster walking or juking or something like. And keep in mind, I'm nowhere near the best. I'm good enough to where it's like I know how to do it, but like I'm not finna quit my job over it.
Right.
But if he like, hey, Reg, I want you to come, man, buck on stage for a couple of minutes of this song. Why not?
It's the Super Bowl. It's a big event. Like, and so, and things like that, man, I think people just kind of go too far when it comes to this stuff and don't really get into, like, what coaches. Anybody that's in the coaching, it's like, know your personnel. You know what I'm saying? Knowing, you got Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan not going to go up the court rah-rah like he KG,
right.
But you appreciate what he brings to the game. You appreciate his professionalism. It's not like, okay, yeah, Tim Duncan cold, but he ain't KG. Okay, but Tim Duncan was a hell of a player. 5-time champion. You know what I'm saying? So he's boring, so to speak, but he's effective. You know what I'm saying? He gets the job done. He brings the team together. He's the glue to the team. He's not KG, he's not Kobe, he's not MJ, but he's Tim Duncan. He has his own thing. I don't hear nobody else saying, like, oh my gosh, his game is so boring. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him on my team. No, you're going to want Tim Duncan because he wins. You're going to want K-Dot because he brings that cachet. He's box office. He's a lyricist. He can bring, more to your whatever that you got going on. So when people tell me that, he's boring or whatever, I'm just like, put that into basketball terms when you talk about players like a Tim Duncan or somebody else of that nature. It's like, is that person effective? You respect his game. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, he's my favorite thing ever. You know what I mean? Right. But he put up 22 and 8 blocks in the finals game. You got to respect it.
And this just shows us how color struck we are as black people. Because I guarantee you, if it was Meek Mill and K-Dot going together, nobody would be saying save nobody. Because when Drake dropped Back to Back, which was nominated for a Grammy, nobody was hollering black on black crime then.
Of course not.
Nobody was saying he needs to leave Meek Mill alone then. Nobody was saying like, oh, Drake, how could you? This is another black man that you tearing down. You know why? Because we still feel like, subconsciously, white is right.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Pusha T, man, it's wrong. Da, 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 da. Why? Because you mess with the light boy.
And he won decisively.
You know what I'm saying? Right. K-Dot.
Yeah.
Oh, you messing with the light boy. But now when the light boy kicked Meek Mill's ass, when nobody saying, "Oh, Drake, you need to leave him alone."
He the GOAT. He the GOAT.
Think about it. Think about it. When Tupac and Biggie was at it, nobody was hollering stop till niggas started dying. Why? Because you got two dark skinned niggas. I mean, really think about it.
Yeah.
The only difference is this is somebody, and we could say that doesn't matter. But and you know most of my I come from a family full of light skinned people, so I know the sense of entitlement exists.
Yeah.
I know that's a thing. Me and my baby brother joke about it because he used to say it. He used to say that he was better than us because he was light skinned.
Yeah.
And you know, shout out to Bird. He watches faithfully, and he always, you know, will shoot me a message or text me or be in the inbox on it. Yeah, but he would say that.
Yeah.
And he don't really say it now, but he still believes that.
Yeah.
In his 30s, he still believes that. He ain't gonna come out and say it, but he believes that.
But stuff like that is like subconscious.
It's ingrained in us.
It's not something that you will just point out, but it's something that be like you had to catch yourself, be like,
right.
Oh dang, like yeah, you're kind of right.
And it's like what's that movie, Time to Kill? You remember when Matthew McConaughey, when he told the story, he told everybody, close your eyes.
Yeah.
So you can't see. Close your eyes. And he tells a story about this young girl that gets raped and assaulted and peed on and beat up. He said, now imagine she white. And the whole jury was like, because they saw how, dang, this is how fucked up we are in our minds.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if Drake looked like me, wouldn't nobody be hollering, man, you need to leave Rag alone. They'll be like, man, Rag got his ass kicked. Rag should have left K-Dot alone.
Yeah. And this is far from, I remember when the beef just started, when Drake put out 2 songs and he was antagonizing K-Dot. Where you at? That's when he came out with the AI song. You know what I mean? So he was like daring him, hey, where you at? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And now, 8 months later, you know what I mean? It's like people tell, oh, get off him. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people are doing that because it feels like this is just a continuous beatdown. And they just, you know, they light-skinned Savior and they just like, you know what I'm saying? That's enough is enough. But he continues to do it to himself with the lawsuit, with the other stuff that brings everything back up to the forefront, that makes you look more like this. So all this stuff, man, he can't blame anybody but himself.
And again, at the end of the day, when people talk about Dre, and don't get it twisted now, he is a vibe. He's a bop.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can't.
But essentially that's where it stops.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't hear he's prolific. Man, this man made me think. I had to stop what I was doing. It just, this helped me get my, I feel,
Hotline bling. Yeah, do the little,
I'm getting my, like, that's it. That's it. But like I said, how can you say you like people like Nas, like you like people like Tupac, you like people like J. Cole, but you don't like Kendrick?
Mm-hmm. No variety.
Who encourages us to do better as a people, who's not ashamed of opening up about the personal struggles of his family and the hypocrisy that he's seen, not just within his own household, within the community, and how he wants to do better and he strives to do better. Because you can say what you want. Other than him dissing Drake, I've never heard Kendrick talking about killing other black people.
Right. Yeah.
And keep in mind, now again, like I said, I only know 2 people who love Pac more than I do. And one of them been on this show a lot. Yeah. But he got more songs killing niggas than he do Brenda's Got a Baby and Keep Your Head Up in there. Because keep in mind, all of this stuff was recorded before he died.
Yeah.
This nigga got recorded like 1,000 songs before he died. Mm-hmm. And we talk about 10.
Yeah.
And he got 990 more where he riding on his enemies. He bombing first. He Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying? Like when we ride on our enemy, like that's. And, and don't get into it. Like toss it up. What's your phone number? Like these are not love songs. Mm-hmm. I get around like let's just be real. Like we ain't kids no more. We grown ass men. Like.
Yeah.
And so on the same token, we can't praise somebody. Oh, he was so ahead of his time. He was such a deep thinker. He was so mature. But then on those songs, well, he was just a kid. He wasn't a kid when he was being deep.
Mm-hmm.
This is somebody who had common sense.
Right.
That's just what you want. He was a layered person, like we all are.
Yep.
So yes, it was times where he wanted to be active in the community, where he saw things that disgusted him and he wanted to talk about it. And there was times he was trying to get some hoes.
Right. Yeah.
The nigga that's in the gym every week occasionally like to go have a beer or like to go have a cheat day and eat bullshit.
The Rock has a tequila.
Right.
And so you know how much he works out.
Right, and he drinks it every day.
He does, yeah.
And he drinks his tequila every day.
He drinks it, yeah. It's part of his moderation, you know what I'm saying, type situation to where, he has his kick-up moments or his cheat days or whatever you want to call it.
But, I mean, like, you have somebody who's really about that life, who's really about uplifting, who's really about, when we say the culture, he's really for the culture. And yet, instead, don't get it twisted. I don't think that K-Dot's the Messiah. He came to save rap. I don't think that. I don't believe that. And I've said on here before, I probably still will. It's other people I will probably listen to before I listen to him.
Yeah.
Just because of preference.
But
I can't say the nigga, like you said about Tim Duncan.
You can't say.
Come on. Just because the nigga don't run up and down the court hollering or be talking trash to people or whatever.
His chest and doing all that stuff.
Look at this nigga cold.
Production, bro.
And so from somebody who been on stages, not just in this city, not just in this state, all over the United States and even out of the country, like some of what he does lyrically.
Genius, bro.
Most people can't even count bars.
Yeah.
So if you can't count bars, I don't want to have a conversation with you. And if you can count bars, and you know how hard it is, not just to come up with 8 or 16 or 32 or 3/16 or 2, if you do it kind of off, and you know what I'm saying, you do like an 18 or something. And then what he does with things like alliteration and onomatopoeia and metaphors and similes, and there's again, most people don't know what this stuff is. Yeah. But that is how you paint a picture. That is what great storytellers do. When you say things in the certain sounds or you're rhyming certain bars and you go back and it's like, oh dang, every he rhyming on every drum beat or he rhyming in between the drum beats. That's hard to do and it's intentional.
Also, you brought up his breath control.
Yeah.
Is
immaculate.
Phenomenal. Almost kind of like a singer, so to speak. And being around artists and stuff, I can pick up on some of the things that you said, and you know what I'm saying. And like the stuff, his vocals sound like he's in the studio when he's rapping. When he first got out there with his performance, and you heard that wasn't a voiceover. Mm-hmm. That was him. You know what I mean? His voice, his breath control is phenomenal, man. And I don't think he gets the credit. When he did that live show in L.A. in the old Forum, you would think he was in a studio. Mm-hmm. When he did the Euphoria thing. He did everything breath control just like it was on wax.
But he didn't have any background vocals either. Like a lot of people that perform, they'll have their background vocals going
in the back,
so you can kind of cheat.
It. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is keep up with the vocals on it, and I'm good. So I can stop, and then I can jump back in. He's rapping everything, so that means if he miss a cue, you'll be able to hear it. Mm-hmm. And so again, the skill that it takes to be able to do that. Now, again, is it a Prince thing? Is it a Michael Jackson thing? No, of course not. But then you got to remember too, by the time they did the Super Bowl, when Michael Jackson did the Super Bowl, Michael Jackson had already been performing damn near 30 years. Mm. And he didn't even go all the way back to ABC and going to Kansas City and dang.
All the Christmas songs.
I mean, but none of the Jackson 5 songs.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of the Jackson 5 songs. I don't even think he did any off the wall songs.
No, he didn't. He went to Thriller or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't do Rock With You or he didn't do.
I don't think so.
He was basically Thriller, Bad.
Yep. Black or White. All that, yep.
He stayed within a certain time frame, and keep in mind, you're doing this in the 90s. This is almost 20 years at like the songs he was doing was almost 20 years old. When Prince did it, 30 years.
Yep.
You getting somebody who we probably still haven't even seen. And even if this is your prime right now, even if you're on your Golden State, dynasty run or your Bulls 3-peat run, like I would dare say he still got another 5 to 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna have another chart topping album, and like I said,
if he wants to, for sure.
The album he put out, the Gen X album, is gonna be nominated for a Grammy.
Oh, for sure, it's gonna win one. It's gonna win one, at least one.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. And so it's like, dude, and this ain't no shade to nobody. I don't feel like just because it's in your home city, you should get it as a rite of passage. They got to protect their business interests. Would it have been great to see Lil Wayne get his flowers? Definitely. And that's not to take anything away from him. It shouldn't have even been about him because it didn't have nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he is definitely a legend. I hate that it got away from what it should have been because, again, when Beyonce got it, wasn't nobody mad because she wasn't in Houston. Mm-hmm. They was happy because Beyonce was up there.
Yep.
Like, the only person I think that got the whole city was when it was in Los Angeles and Dr. Dre them got it. But then it wasn't even but Dr. Dre ain't really a rapper. So damn near every song that he was doing was a feature.
He's a mogul.
He's a producer.
He's our generation's Quincy Jones.
Right, exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Essentially. So, yeah, all that needs to be said and done, man. So that's a wrap on that. Now, this is going to be real short. The Super Bowl was the Super Bowl. It was a boring game.
I was shocked.
I was too.
I mean, for real. Like, when I didn't see, because it was on, like, in the first half, it was like that one flag.
Yeah.
When they threw that, when they first, I believe it was A.J. Brown, and they called, like, the pass interference, offensive pass interference. And so, like, I was like, oh, the fix is in. And then it went, like, no more flags.
It did get back. It ended up being like 2-2 because there were a couple bad calls on both sides with Philly and Kansas City. But then I think that was the middle of the third quarter. Kansas City only had 14 yards total as far as passing yards. You know what I mean? So it was like me and EJ were talking about, oh, Dad, who you think he's going to win? I think it's going to be a good game. Who's going to win? We both want Kansas City to win because, I don't fool with Eagles like that. So, he was asleep in the second quarter. In this year, he was just asleep. And I couldn't blame him. Like, it ain't nothing to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really a bad game, but credit to the Eagles. Corey was hitting me up most of the game, especially first half. He actually went up to Philly. Him and his wife went up there to a bar to get into the festivities and all that stuff. So he had a ball, man. And he predicted. He said it was going to be a blowout. It was going to be 34-17. That's what he said before the game. 34-17 Eagles, right? But I also said, and I said on the show, I was like, if you're going to beat Kansas City, you're going to have to blow them out. It can't be nothing close.
Yeah, you did.
You can't be nothing like, one possession game, 10-point game. Nothing like that. So it was a dominant performance by the Eagles. I respect Jalen Hurts. He won a Super Bowl MVP. Saquon.
He's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah.
I mean, if Eli in the Hall of Fame and they talking about he should be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, and that was a conversation. I really wish, because you was we was having a conversation about that and it got real heated. About whether or not Eli Manning was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Because we was talking about, like that, because the argument is Mahomes the GOAT if they three-peat?
Yeah.
And I said, considering that his career not over, he's going to smash all of the numbers.
Yeah.
If he three-peats, which will give him 4 and 3 in a row.
And nobody ever did it before.
And then he essentially the first, however many years of his career, he's been in the Super Bowl damn near every year.
Yeah.
Like, except for that year that Cincinnati made it, like, if they three-peat, he's the GOAT.
You got to put, and that was what I was saying, like, Yeah, he would be right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny it because it's never
Right.
been done. But
And people say, "Oh, Brady has," I'm like, okay, hold on. Atlanta beat themselves.
yeah, for
Seattle
sure,
beat
for
themselves
sure.
when they beat. I believe it was the Rams the first Super Bowl, or
Who?
was it Carolina
Who you talking about?
when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl? Was it the Rams or the Panthers?
It was the Rams.
Okay,
It was
yeah,
the Rams.
no. So they shouldn't even been in that one
Yeah,
because that was a tuck rule
that was a
game.
tuck rule. Charles
You see what I'm
Woodson.
saying? And then you still got Deflategate.
Yeah,
You still got Spygate.
yeah,
Like your whole. So yes, you got seven, but it's for
yeah,
5 of your 7. It's a controversy. I'll give you when you won in Tampa Bay.
yeah, for sure.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
And it was like one. It wasn't when it might have been when they beat Philly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where you were clearly
Yeah.
dominant, and it wasn't. It was because, and even in the Rams and the Panthers game, the kicker saved you. Vinatieri saved you.
Mm-hmm. Because I hate it when people. I've seen some people talk about now this puts a black eye on Mahomes' career because it was like they look back at the 28-3 comeback that Brady did,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, this Eagles team is nothing like that Falcons team, and like you said, the Falcons blew that game. The Shanahan blew that game.
Yeah.
The OC at the time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coach now. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't. They were beating them up, man. It was a dominant performance by the Eagles. I hate to say it, but you know I gave them salute.
And they had,
Forward
but they
salute.
had a lot of wide receivers too, though.
Who?
The Eagles
Yeah. They 3 deep.
and the tight end.
Yeah.
Goddard.
Over.
Dallas Goddard.
Yeah. So,
It's like so you like that's the difference when they played Atlanta. Like Atlanta was Julio.
Yep. Only. Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and so you're still trying to air it out,
Yeah.
and you should have been run. Like I was listening
It
to
was crazy, bro.
I was listening to it was Marshawn Lynch, his podcast today, and him and I can't remember Mike's last name, but he was like a fullback for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
When they the Legion of Boom time and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the I think it was the offensive line coach
Mm-hmm.
that was there, and they was asking like, okay, who was it that made the call to pass it? And so the offensive line coach was like, we had we had a play called ditto to where if we do one play, we say ditto, that means run the same play again. It's like we on the first down, first and goal,
1 yard line.
1 yard line, like,
Whew.
and I want to say it was first and goal, and he said the only reason he didn't get in the first time because he actually tripped over Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why he got stopped. He tripped over Russell Wilson's foot.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said he's calling ditto in the headphones, and then there's like, oh, their defense is lining up in goal line. And he's like, ditto, like, it don't matter. He's like, you could have took the whole offensive line off. Marshawn's still going to get in there on the 1 yard line. And he's like, so when they lined up in goal line, then they called a timeout. And he said, man, people got to understand, whatever got you to the dance, don't change up. He said, we used to have a saying that said, don't think. In other words, like, do whatever you've been doing to be successful, keep doing that. You mess up because you say, you get to a certain point, like, okay, I'm going to change up. And if you watch tennis, if you watch fight, if my serve is awesome, why I'm going to change my serve up so you can volley back and forth when you can't return my serve?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm boxing and my jab is working, why would I stop jabbing if the jab is, I'm hitting you every time with the jab?
It's working.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
if it's working.
if you working a job and you're on time every day and you're diligent, why would you do something different? And that's been working. And so, the thing is, I think a lot of those times and a lot of those situations, people messed up. They changed up. What got you to the dance? You didn't keep doing it. And that's why Brady got his Brady on. Unfortunately, I hate to say it because I'm not a Chiefs fan. I know my cousin My cousin Eric is, he's been a Chiefs fan. They gonna be back, unfortunately.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere, man.
They ain't going nowhere.
They're gonna come back even more motivated.
And even if it ain't next year, like Mahomes ain't number what, 28?
If they're 27, 28.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so dude still got, at the worst, he got another 5 to 7 years of his prime.
Easy. 8, 9 years probably.
So if he goes to another 4 Super Bowls,
yeah,
because he already got 3.
Yep.
He still got the potential to get 7.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, he ain't got to get to 7.
No, he don't.
If he has another back-to-back, because no quarterback will have that.
He can get to 5, and I think.
Right. No, I'm saying if he get another back-to-back, if he get another back-to-back, he will get 5.
Yeah.
Because he already got 3.
Yeah, if he get to 5, I think.
And don't he got 3 Super Bowl MVPs?
Yeah. No, he got 2. I think. So I don't know who won the other one. But he might have 3. It's 2 or 3. One of them. It's 2 or 3.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, I know Brady ain't got all 7.
Nah, I think he got 3 or 4. He got something like that, 3 or 4.
And Brady ain't never been MVP of the league.
He ain't. He hasn't. He ain't been MVP of the league. No, bro.
And so Mahomes already has.
Mahomes got 2 of those, or 1. He got 1 or 2. 1 or 2 MVPs of the league.
I know he for sure got 1.
Yeah,
one more than Brady.
He definitely got 1.
He got 1 more than Brady. So
he
gonna have all the numbers.
Yeah.
He's gonna have at least 5 Super Bowls before it's said and done.
Yep.
I mean, he's on path to be the GOAT. If he just keep doing what got him to the dance, he's gonna be the GOAT.
Yep. No doubt, no doubt. So that's that with the Super Bowl. Now, what I want to get into is some of the stuff we're talking about, this administration stuff. I want to actually play a video. It's a video. And this is the stuff we've, I know Rad has talked about before as far as like the situation. Like, okay, we talking about this right here, this Kendrick stuff, this, you know what I'm saying, this colorism or whatever you want to call the people's narrative. But then over here on the other side, we got this stuff going on, and it's being painted. We can maybe talk about that maybe after the video, you know what I'm saying? But this is kind of what's kind of going on the other side. Let me try to set it up here so y'all can see it too. And this is my guy, Anton Daniels. Let's see, Rag. Let's see. And he's a guy that I listen to from time when it comes to, he got a morning show too. So I'm going to play this. Hopefully y'all can hear it loud enough. I'm going to turn some of the stuff up.
Another update on the DOGE team and the Treasury. Elon tweeted this today. To be clear, what the DOGE team and the U.S. Treasury have jointly agreed makes sense is the following. Require that all outgoing government payments have a payment categorization code, which is necessary in order to pass financial audits. This is frequently left blank, making audits almost impossible. All payments must also include a rationale for the payment in the comment field, which is currently left blank. Importantly, we are not yet applying any judgment to this rationale, but simply requiring that some attempt be made to explain the payment more than nothing. The do not pay list of entities known to be fraudulent or people who are dead or are probable fronts for terrorist organizations or do not match congressional appropriations must actually be implemented and not ignored. Also, it can currently take up to a year to get on this list, which is far way too long. This list should be updated at least weekly, if not daily. The above super obvious and necessary changes are being implemented by existing long-time career government employees, not anyone from DOGE. It is ridiculous that these changes didn't exist already. Yesterday, I was told there are currently over $100 billion per year of entitlement payments to individuals with no social security number or even a temporary ID number. If accurate, this is extremely suspicious. When I asked if anyone at the Treasury had a rough guess for what percentage of that number is unequivocally and obvious fraud, the consensus in the room was about half. So $50 billion a year or $1 billion a week. This is utterly insane and needs to be addressed immediately.
This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And all of this is true. I actually went through and I looked at Elon Musk's tweets. Now let me say this. because one of the benefits, and it's almost like God has just worked out everything beautifully to where we don't even have to think, but now we can start to put the pieces together and start to have this conversation in truth, right? Think about it from this perspective. Elon Musk would have probably never been able to communicate this direct to the people without buying X. Because he doesn't have to worry about another social media platform telling him what he can and can't say. And he doesn't have to be in a position to where he have to censor himself or censor other people, right? And that's one of the foundations of what the United States of America really is freedom of speech, communication, being transparent, and also operating above board to where we do the thing that's in the best interest of the American people and taxpayers. So think about it from this lens. Now that we got that context. Now, as soon as he finds it, we don't have to go through legacy media and be controlled by legacy media to find out what's really happening. And when I talk to people like my family or raging liberals and things like that, and we realize that 50 to 100 billion dollars in payments are going directly out the door to nobody. We don't know who they are, no social security, no nothing. It's just going out the door. And people are complaining about having access to the treasury when they just by default trust our federal government that's been ran by some of the most corrupt people in history to just do the right thing just by default. But I'm mind boggled. If I even remotely have a misappropriated statement or something like that with my taxes, they gonna be on my ass. They will send you to jail for not doing your taxes the way that you're supposed to do them. They will send you to jail. And we have the U.S. Treasury, which authorizes payments, and we have these mythical people that we have no clue who's there. The U.S. Treasury is authorizing payments via our tax dollars out the door, and we have no visibility to who. And when they finally get audited, because we had a president that had enough balls to stand up to the establishment and within the first month of being in office say that we're going to audit the federal government and find out what the hell is going on all across the board, we are sitting there, not even we. Some of us in the United States of America don't want this, so you don't want to know where the money is going. You're more concerned about finding out or somebody having access, and outside of having access to what goes on inside of the U.S. Treasury that has no vested interest in it because he's already rich as hell and there's nothing else that he can buy. But he actually cares about what's best for the United States of America. And you're more concerned about that than finding out what's behind the paywall. Than finding out who really behind the numbers, who really pulling the purse strings. The reason that Congress is so angry, the reason that people are so mad, the reason that there are so many people throwing a hissy fit is because it's all about the come on. I would imagine that they're probably doing preventative things to make sure that certain records and things are completely erased and wiped clean, and that there's some things that probably never will come out. We're going to find out that there's massive fraud, but we probably won't be able to tie it to anybody in particular. And that's why DOGE is moving so fast. They're moving with the speed of an Olympic sprinter because the longer that you allow for people to find out that you're coming, the more time that they have in order to be able to destroy records and destroy exactly what's going on. I don't believe even for a second they don't know who these payments was going out to. Of course they know who the payments is going out to. Stop it. Stop it. This is the most basic of accounting. The most basic of accounting across the board. Of course they know where the payments is going out to.
So more coming out from DOGE. Apparently this time it's the U.S. Treasury Department who has more ways.
Okay, I think we get the point. I'm going to turn this back down. Okay, so can y'all hear me? Hello, mic check. Okay, mic check, mic check. Okay, so this is some of what I was saying and what I'm talking about when it comes to the stuff that's going in the background. there's a lot to be said that's going on, and me personally, for those that can watch the pod, I'm even affected with some of this stuff that's going on. As far as it's been massive corporate and stuff layoffs going on over the last really month or so, or even maybe even longer than that. Um, the stuff like the USAID, all this stuff is coming out as far as bringing out how much money we've spent over the years, or even just this past year, in the billions and the trillions of dollars that, at least this administration, I believe, is trying to expose some of this stuff. And so, as we argue and talk about K-Dot and Drake and all this stuff, which is fun and it's cute and it's entertainment and it needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? I think there is some value in that. And I think we talked almost 45 minutes about it, and we got in depth about it as far as like the things. But when it comes to the things like this, which is, again, I'm not going to say that everybody alignments are right or whatnot. And like I said, I can say I'm affected by it personally, just even with certain layoffs and stuff, and being affected with government and things of that nature. But I'm under the impression that things will get worse before it gets better, as far as the government and stuff is applied right, because the government, in all intents and purposes, is being audited. The IRS right now is being audited, right? And so, and one of Trump's plans is, his goal at least, is to get rid of income tax. That's the goal. Will he do it in his term? I don't think so, but that's the goal. Okay? And so I want to put just a couple facts out here. So if we get rid of income tax, and if you look, I looked at the number, 2024, in the U.S. alone, income tax is what they take out of our checks and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And stuff like that. America spent $5.1 trillion in income tax, taken from us, right? And how much of that do you think was paid back? Just a guess.
I mean, I would say probably less than 5%.
500 billion. So 500 billion, 5.1 trillion, that's way less than half. So I think it's like 4.5 trillion that's left over than what, you know what I'm saying? So they give back this big number. Oh, we gave back 5 billion, but you made $5.1 trillion off the backs of the American people, the public, and all this stuff. It's all right. And so
because even if it was 5 trillion, 10% of 5 trillion would be 500 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So if you only gave 5 billion,
mm-hmm.
that's like 1%.
Yeah, well, it was 500.
Okay.
It was 500 billion, but it's still way
okay,
less
so
than
that's
half.
10%.
Yeah.
That's 10%?
Yeah.
So I was wrong. I said 5, less than 5.
Yeah.
But it's 10%.
Yep. And so, and when it comes to stuff like this is what we've always talked about for years on the pod. We got this thing going over here at the circus, and what's going on right here, da-da-da-da, which is fine to talk about. It's cool. But then we have these things right here that, for one, I think it's good that it's coming out. Two, this is gonna mean, probably inflation probably gonna go up, because Trump is in competition with people trying to get the tariffs. Mm-hmm. And if you're familiar with the tariffs, Canada said they don't want to play. Mexico said they don't want to play. China said they don't want to play. And so now they're going to hike up prices, whatever that we get from them, and it's going to take. But let's say for our children, or 5 or 10 years down the road, we have no income tax. The IRS is abolished. You know what I'm saying? Could it be better for us in the long term? But will we suffer right now, you know what I'm saying, in the short term for that? I would say yes. like I said, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But with anything, you know, I think you got to endure sometimes. Like I said, even in my current situation, as far as employment and all that stuff, it's it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable. Yet, it's almost just pretty much almost like a reset. You know what I'm saying? As far as mentally, thinking wise, even financially and stuff. And I think America, in a lot of ways, is going to be going through something similar to that, which I think a lot of it is for the greater good. We can get into Elon Musk and the other stuff he's getting into and stuff like that. But as far as auditing the IRS and auditing the government and all this stuff like that, this is stuff that I think we've talked about, at least a lot of black people that I know, for years, because we knew that the system has always been corrupt. We know that even I thought a lot of times, I was like, how are we trillions of dollars in debt? And we're, you know what I'm saying? So now we're seeing some of these trillions of dollars going to foreign countries in Ukraine and, giving people chargers. There's some of the things talk about giving people chargers and other stuff that toss, it's like, it's just wasted money. You know what I'm saying? So now it's more so like, okay, to clean it up, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take, probably inflation may go up, because if we go through with the tariff stuff, it's gonna be a lot of stuff we get from Canada that is gonna come here. It's gonna be hiked up to a price, and so it's gonna be interesting, Rag. So I did definitely want to put that out there. I'm not sure if you have anything to add or say to that, but I thought it was interesting because I know you've always mentioned that we knew, like, the government, like all the taxes we have to pay, all the things, just like what Anton's saying. If we're off by a little bit on our taxes, or we just try to say a little bit, oh, we kind of, okay, I gave 12,000, but I really only gave 8, but the 12 will kind of make me go, you know what I'm saying? If they come audit me, oh, no, you're going to pay this fine. If you don't pay this fine, but this time you're going to go to jail.
And then you ain't got to worry, they're going to garnish your wages.
Yeah. And so either that, but we have people in the government that has been getting millions of dollars. And if people listen, no social security numbers are in that, right? So they're giving it to people that it cannot be traced. You know what I'm saying? Millions of dollars. We're talking about $1 billion a year. You're talking about $50 billion in a calendar year. It's 52 weeks in a year. That breaks down to almost $1 billion a year. And a lot of it is wasted money, and it's really wasted money on our tax dollars.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it sounds good that some of this stuff is kind of getting corrected, but we got to know what that correction is going to come with. It's probably some tough times as far as inflation and products and stuff like that coming toward the U.S.
To quote my homeboy, shout out to Melvin D. Berry, a.k.a. MT the Great. Never had the lie to make it right. I ain't the government. That was one of the lines from one of his songs. I mean, but they always got to lie to make it right, So I hear that stuff, I see it, but my take on it, like, I don't trust anything that they're doing. It's always an extra motive or some underlying. To your point, I feel like we're going to suffer right now and somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be somebody waiting for us in the shower to drop the soap. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. So it's unfortunate that they've been getting over on us for years.
Well, we already knew that, though.
And they're going to continue to do that.
We just didn't know how.
Because, I mean, like, we're probably not even going to benefit from Social Security.
Yeah.
And then they keep pushing the retirement age back because they know, generally, statistics show that most people within 3 years of retiring, they die. So now, and it wasn't that way when you can retire at 50-something. you had a whole nother, maybe 15, 20 years to, you good. You know what I'm saying? You getting your check, you chilling. In some cases, you starting another career. You might can get you another 20 years somewhere else. Yeah. Like now, you can't retire till you damn near 70. Yeah. The life expectancy 68. So like, if my retirement age 67, I'm not even gonna benefit. So where does that money go? Because they're not paying it out to, your kids, your grandkids, your whoever you have in your family. They're still living like all of that money that you worked and put up and saved, 401k, IRA, whatever the case may be. They're like, oh, you know what? Because this person did all this, we're going to make sure your generations are taken care of because you put the time in. Like, no, they get all that. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's just like with the insurance companies. Like, we pay insurance in case shit happen. So what happens if you go 40 years and you never have a car wreck? You know what I'm saying? You never, and so you're not getting any of that. They're not going to say, you know what, man, you paid all this money. We're going to break you off some over what you know what I'm saying? We're going to break you off half of what you paid in all these years. Because that would be a nice little something.
Insurance one of the biggest scams.
Man, it is. It is.
Insurance one of the biggest scams. Like, it's when you need it, it's great.
Right.
It's comforting. It's right there. But then, like you said, I could go 3 years without having an accident, being a good citizen, and I paid $225 a month. You do the math of it, right? And so it's like, that's a good get back for me just paying certain stuff just in case.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, yeah, man.
So hold on, what 3 times 12 is what? So like you said, so essentially, you paying about $3,000 a year if you was paying $285. That's almost $285 times 12 is close to $3,000, right?
$3,400. $3,420.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Okay. So you're over $3,000. So then that times 3. That's like 10 grand. 10 grand and some change.
Yep. 10,260.
So you see what I'm saying? Like you said, that's just 3 years.
10 G's, bro.
So now imagine if they gave you half of that back.
Hey.
They cutting you a check for $5,000 because you ain't
right.
You gonna feel like so now imagine if that same 10 G's. So now imagine if you've done that for 15 years.
Now we in the 6 figures.
You see what I'm saying?
156.
So 150. So now again, if they give you half of that, or that 156, you talking about probably about maybe 57, 58. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Half of that be like around 77, 78.
Oh, so okay, my bad, I'm off.
Yeah.
So okay, but so you see what I'm saying? But so now again, if they gave you half of that back.
Also, on the other end, wouldn't that encourage drivers
to be like, oh, let me go and pay my insurance and let me be better at driving?
Yep.
Because I'm going to get some money back.
In a couple of years now, I've been doing it good for a year. But wait a couple more years, I can get half or let's say not even half. That may be generous. Let's say 30%. Let's say 30% of it, right?
Yeah.
Half is maybe too much like right. But let's say, man, look, you do this over this amount of years, we'll give you 30, 35% back of what you've been paying. Like, you don't think we would be like, bruh, we didn't know. This didn't happen. We're going to figure this out ourselves. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? It will make people, I think, to be a little bit more, cautious and take their driving more seriously. But, like, and a lot of, I knew a lot of people that didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, to put it in the budget, like it's a lot, man. You got a family of 3 or 4 kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You paying.
All right, then let alone you like having a mortgage and the MLG and W nigga. That's a whole nother.
Them folks went up on the with the electricity thing, whatever it was. So yeah, so it's it's stuff like that, man. It's like all the stuff we talk about is cool, and I think it actually helps when we're talking about entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying? It has its value, you know what I'm saying, to get into it and talk about it. But certain stuff like this, I think, needs to be to the forefront as well, just because, put things into perspective. To be like, look, this stuff is cool, this is fine over here, but this stuff that's been happening over here, that's been happening for you. We already knew what was happening. It's like we already knew what to say. Martin was a hoe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, but when
there
you
was
put
no secret.
when you put it to paper, when you get actual evidence, when you get the actual context of it, it maybe look a little different. But we already knew what was going on. We knew that. You know what I'm saying. People are getting millions of dollars, for doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they cheat on their taxes, or they don't do their taxes at all. But let John up the street, you know what I'm saying, do something on his. He got an entrepreneurship business, and he didn't claim $10,000 that he made. You know what I'm saying? Just to try to keep, you know what I'm saying, certain stuff like that. He's spending 2 years in jail, 2 years in prison, because of the tax law that doesn't favor him. But then the other people that are actually in the system doing way worse and getting 20 times more money, and they're getting away with it, and there's no accounting for it.
Yeah,
we're going to do. They say they don't even got Social Security numbers for these people, but they know where the money is going. They just didn't want it to be traced back to. It may be our boy Clinton's. I mean, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But yeah, man, I just wanted to rap about that for a second, man. That's because on this pod, we get into the entertainment, we get into the candy, you know what I'm saying? But then also, even with the Kendrick stuff, it was a lot of medicine in that. You know what I'm saying? That we talked about. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to rap about that for a second. Now with tell us right about these fighting over Jordan. Now I saw it was something in Louisiana, right?
Was it Louisiana?
That's the one I saw.
Okay.
And it was in
Louisiana.
Hibbett Sports, I think it's called.
Hibbett, yeah. So on the one hand, you do have some people like, oh well, you can't blame the shoe brand, and that's and you know what, to a degree, I feel that. But let's keep it a bean. Nobody fighting over some New Balances. No, nobody's fighting over Under Armour. Oh, I take it way back.
Adidas.
Ain't nobody fighting over no Sebagos. Shout out to Meow, because we used to stay tripping off that. Shout out Cuzzo, because we used to stay tripping off somebody have some Sebagos on. You wear some Sebagos with your sweater vest and some khakis.
Yikes.
But you're not fighting over those. Now, I don't believe that you should blame Michael Jordan or Nike, but the pricing of some of them, and I think that's what makes it exclusive. That's why you want them, because they cost.
These were $5.
They cost $200. They cost $500. They cost. Nobody fighting over those shoes that cost 20. $37, $48. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad used to be a manager. Like people used to joke and say my dad was Al Bundy because he managed a shoe store. Like I had the Hakeem Olajuwon Spalding joints.
Oh, not the Hakeem.
Oh yeah, I had the Hakeem the Dream joints. You know what I'm saying? And then keep in mind, my feet always been big, even though I wasn't 7 feet tall. So it's like, I got 6'5" nigga feet. And I'm in middle school, and I'm like, 5'7". Yeah. Wearing a 10. And they're like, oh, this nigga got them boats on his feet. Right. Nobody fought me over my shoes ever. I never had to fight over my shoes growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, on the one hand, I don't think that you should blame Nike and or Jordan. However, when you look at it, that's what people are fighting over. And so for us to act like it's not a thing, it's like, oh, it's just those people. Yeah, but then it's also what it is, because if it was just those people, then they would be fighting over New Balances. They would be fighting over Under Armour. They'd be fighting over, like you said, Adidas, Pumas, Ponies, British Knights. Like we can go down Fila's, Reeboks. Like nobody was fighting over the Reebok pumps. Cause even in they like I remember we grew up when the Reebok pumps came out, nigga. That was $55, however you want to slice it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody could get. Everybody
Just
had
for feet.
Man, everybody had the D Browns. You know, you pumping up.
Pump them up. Yeah, yeah,
You know, everybody had the gangster Reeboks.
yeah.
And then you know they had the joint where you could get what buy one, get the other one half off, or you could buy two for $88. So you got the black with the peanut butter soles, and then you got the white with the blue gummy soles. Man, you go back to school, you too fresh.
Yeah.
You alternating every day. And then don't let it be like Christmas or tax time. You got you got a different pair of Reeboks for every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then don't let you be one of them jukers like, that was a juking shoe.
Yeah.
Back before people was paying a lot for Air Forces. Like, people used to rock the Air. The only reason why they went up is because supply and demand. That's the way supply and demand works. If everybody starts purchasing them, the price goes up.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to this stuff for the fighting over this stuff has been going on since we were super young. You know, so really Jordan came out when we were young.
Starter jackets.
You know what I'm saying? So this is still unfortunate that this stuff is still happening.
You don't remember the starter jackets, nigga?
Oh yeah, I had one. Well, I got time.
You had several ones.
Yeah, I had the one I do remember the most. I had the Charlotte Hornets giant.
And what else? What was the other big one? Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was
Michigan.
one. Definitely Michigan.
I got a Bulls giant in my closet right now.
Florida State.
I got a Bulls and a 49er starter jacket in my closet right now.
Word. Yeah. Like it was a lot of them. Like even during the 90s reign, the Broncos had a nice little starter jacket. They had Elway. They had the little run.
The Dolphins. Because the colorway, you know what I'm saying? Like that teal and orange, like.
Yeah.
Because that was the same thing like with the Charlotte Hornets. You got the teal and the. Like, because the Charlotte Hornets was ass, but they had like the highest selling jerseys outside of the teams that was good. The Orlando Magic giant.
UNLV. UNLV had the starter jacket, especially during the early, the mid 90s. They were super popular too.
And it's so now. Let you get the Jordans that match with the colors of that starter jacket.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got the hat, the jacket, and then you got the J's that go with it. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate, bro. Like the stuff like that to be happening. Like at the end, Jordan is the GOAT, man. Because it's like his shoes. You would think like this is just me thinking. Like you would think maybe over the years the price would go down a little bit, just because he said it's no longer about getting.
But the thing is if more people could afford them, you would make more money.
Yeah,
you're making billions, and it's only a certain select few people. It's only so many people that's buying them because you got people that's saying I'm not spending $200 on those shoes. You got more people that's saying I'm not spending $200 than you do that's gonna spend $200. So you're making billions off of a handful of people saying I'll pay $200. So now if them Jones went down to $100, now they not as special no more because everybody got them. So, but think about how much money you would make because you done probably tripled your profit.
Right.
And then now, ain't nobody fighting in line no more. Ain't nobody, because it's everybody. What you mean you're not eating beef?
Right.
Everybody eats. Like, we ain't fighting. Oh, don't worry. Man, you can go ahead. Because I'm finna get mine right after you get yours. But they fighting because it's a limit.
It's exclusive.
They fighting because, like you said, it's exclusive. They're fighting because if I don't get mine, I got to wait. And I've been sitting in this line for 8 hours.
And then you talking about the app too. The app always be freezing.
Crashing, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you miss the boat on them fives, it's like you may not come back around for another 3-4 months. And so dudes just like, bro, I've been trying to get these for the longest. You know what I'm saying? I got this set. I got this hat. I got this, these pants to go with this junk. I'm going to this party I've been planning to go to for the last 3 months. Now I got to, It's a lot of stuff a lot of people be considering, man. But something needs to happen. I'm just thinking Jordan. He's been a billionaire for decades now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's that's our dude. He used to go to basketball, but I'm just like, if they are $200, don't make them like the Starberries. Make them like $50, but make it like
that could be $100,
$9.99, $110. You know what I'm saying, or something like that to bring it down just a little bit, man. Because
make them more accessible to people.
Yeah, make them more accessible, man. Definitely. All right, let's get into these quickies real quick, man. Which we doing a little format now. I said earlier when we started, my alma mater TSU is getting out of the Southern Heritage Classic, unfortunately, and they're doing.
You said fortunately?
Unfortunately.
Oh, I was like, don't do that.
Not yet. Unfortunately.
There was a lot of money coming to the city out of that.
Yeah. We all got members here in Memphis about the Southern Heritage. Now I heard they're gonna try to continue it on with
who?
I don't know. It got to be some teams that connect with this area or with the city, which I have no clue who that would be. But TSU is now launching what they call a legacy series starting this year, maybe in September, playing against Alabama A&M. So it's going to be a home and home series. I think they're going to be in Nashville this year. Then in I don't know, it's not in Birmingham. I think it's Montgomery with Alabama A&M. So or Huntsville, one of them. I think it's in Huntsville. I think Huntsville is Alabama A&M. So me being an alumni of TSU, I think for Memphis it's going to suck just because I know the amount of business that it brought to the city, the amount of like the tailgate, like everything was just a whole vibe down there. And plus a lot of businesses were getting millions of dollars. They will count on the Southern Heritage to meet their quota for the year, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. That would be their biggest, most crowded time of the year that they will get their business. So they're, as a business, you do all your, your overhead and costs. Like you're going to get your chunk of your profits right here during this week period right here. So that sucks for the city. As far as TSU, I'm assuming financially it was a good decision for them to leave Southern Heritage, kind of like why Jackson State did it possibly. Right. So, TSU as a football team probably will profit more being in this legacy series. But for the city, we're losing way too many things right now. We lost the Southern Heritage, heard the music festival, the convocation, what is it? Yeah, the convocation.
So basically, true enough, while the black dollar is amazing, everything we're losing is the black dollar.
Yeah, man.
But you got to keep in mind, it's like 3 Amazon facilities here. Don't get it fucked up. We not hurt, like I said last week.
Yeah.
They just getting our ass out.
Yeah.
They just getting our ass out. Cause again, if you look at like all of these old empty warehouse spots and everything like that, they gentrifying a lot of these areas that's quote unquote the hood. They getting Pookie and Ray Ray them out. Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all better have another side hustle because y'all will not be able to move around.
Yeah.
And then this is what happened when niggas go to places like Germantown. I don't know if you remember this happened in December. The folks that drove into that jewelry store in Germantown, they drove into the building like, oh, we gonna rob it. The whole staff is strapped. Them niggas got lit up like Christmas.
Yeah.
So you lose the game and the fight, and they gonna throw your black ass up under the jail.
Oh yeah, you gonna be in prison for that.
Cause you think, oh, we're out here now, we finna do some nigga shit.
Yeah.
And they not playing this shit because I don't care how many of us get out of Germantown.
Yeah, it's gonna stay where it's at.
Hitler shit, nigga. Your black ass will never be able to thrive out there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, again, to your point, yes, we are losing a lot, but I hate it because I frequent the classic a lot. It's always epic. A lot of good food. I ain't watched the game in damn near 10 years.
Yeah, I'm about to say the tailgate is more infamous
nigga,
than
the
eating, game.
You know, my homeboys, you met a few of them with the National Guard. I be at their table.
Yeah.
Nigga, we eating good. We drinking good. Man, we enjoying. We pontificating. We parlaying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man.
It's always good times, out there with the brethren. And so I hate that. I don't know if we was to do something who would play, cause even like last year you had what was it, Arkansas?
Pound Bluff.
Right. You had quite a few people, but what doesn't like TSU and Jackson State? Because a lot of us. So like I don't know. Maybe Fisk and. I mean, but hell, we couldn't even get Lemoyne on declare because like a lot of people from here didn't even go to Lemoyne on. Like you went to TSU, you went to JSU, you went to APBU, you went to Fisk, you went to somewhere else.
Yeah, I think what they're going to do, and then we'll go to the next one. I think eventually they're going to bring Jackson State and TSU back to the table and give them a deal where they'll be satisfied once they go through a couple years of seeing like, bruh, like, now we need this. You know what I'm saying? So I think eventually, I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe hopefully within the next 4 years. Yeah, next 4 years or so.
No, because they're going to go this year. And then next year,
yeah,
2027, we'll be back.
Yeah, so I think eventually we're going to get back to the table and bring both of those back. Because like you said, it was perfect because if you're from Memphis, a lot of us went to TSU.
Or
a lot
JSU.
of us went to JSU. So it was
and
perfect.
it wasn't never nothing down there. It was never no smoke down there. It was always love. It was the security, police. It was very. I never saw people get into it down there.
And everybody getting paid.
Right.
The security down there, they getting paid. They kicking it too. They might get a little, you know what I'm saying, on the side, little drink or whatever. So it is what it is. Next here, Moss returns to ESPN. I saw that, man. He shed some tears. I saw.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad he's healthy. I hope that the worst of it is over.
Yeah, he had surgery, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 appointments you always got to make in life. It's the day that you get here and the day that you leave, and whether you want to keep them or not, you got to make both of them. You don't have no choice of what day you get here. And all we can hope for is the day that we leave. We can hope we can keep rescheduling it. But if you keep living, at some point you got to make that appointment.
Yeah.
And for somebody who's still in the prime of his life, in his second career,
doing phenomenal,
doing a great job because he's great as an analyst, and a color commentator when he's doing that. His football mind is amazing. But this is a guy who's barely in his, not even 50 yet, I don't think. It might be right at 50.
Might be right at it, probably right.
Because you got to remember,
because he about
them folks
6-7
graduated. They graduated college in '98.
Him and Jay Will.
Him, Peyton Manning.
Oh, you talking about the class? Okay.
Yeah. Him, Peyton Manning.
Class. Okay, I got you. Yeah, he's 47.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? He's not even 50 yet.
He'll be 48 in a couple
You
days.
see what I'm saying? So now,
yeah.
keep in mind, think about it. If he, just say hypothetically speaking, you make it to 70, he still got 23 years left. So 47, you on the back end, but you still got, you know what I'm saying? So, to see somebody who was always in the peak of physical condition and to be in a situation that you can't control, I'm glad that, hopefully, he stays in remission. He continues to be there for his family because, he has quite a few children. One of his sons in the NFL playing tight end. The one that went to LSU.
Yeah, LSU. Yeah. I forgot about him actually.
But like I said, it's good to see him back out there doing this thing, and I hope he stays healthy. Our prayers are with him and his family.
Yeah.
We didn't have this on there, man. Irv Gotti passed.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I heard he had multiple strokes. I think he had one.
54 years old.
54, yeah. So he was 54 years old. And everybody, well, at least I know, we know him, Murder Inc. Started with Jay way back in the day. Collaborator,
as
producer,
a producer.
You know what I'm saying? Businessman, had the infamous beef with 50. You know what I'm saying? And 50, trolled him on the day that they called that he passed. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, smoking on the Gotti pack.
Yeah, I saw that. But that's 50 though. You know.
How do you feel about that? Because I feel like if it's fuck you while we living, you don't all of a sudden become saint.
Correct. Yeah. Right.
My least favorite rapper.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
When you die, like all of a sudden you're not a good person to me now.
Yeah.
Like now, if we get on good terms, then hey, I'm praying for your family, whatever. But while you kind of cringe at it, I get it.
Yeah.
Like y'all never squashed it. Y'all wasn't cool. Y'all never had because even when you interviewed him, he never had anything good to say about 50.
Yeah. Like for me, I wouldn't do it personally, but just like I said, know your personnel. This is 50. You feel me? Like 50
That's
is
what
who he is.
Yeah.
50 is who he is, and if that, I don't want to say it like, let's say if that was Ja Rule, it would be even probably more than that, than what he did for Irv. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, man, prayers to his family and going through. And honestly, bro, just looking at that, like 54 years old, man. Like I'm thinking of just that is still pretty young.
Relatively young.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
I don't know that he had any grandchildren.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I mean he may have, but
yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
But he just thinking about life, period, man. Just like you want to do the right things, and just because 54 years, bro, on Earth, or however, whether you live 70 or 80, is a vapor in compared to eternity. You feel
it's
me?
a drop in the bucket.
It's nothing. So it's you know what I'm saying. It's just like you can live lavish, you can have this and have the lifestyle and do whatever, but then, bro, if I did that for 50 years,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But then, where I'm going to spend my time, like I said, I don't know where he was or anything like that. I can assume, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just, it made me think of stuff like that. Because even when you say, 54 is all you see, like, no, man, it's like, when you look, really, a lot of times you don't really start living till you maybe 16 or 17.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Really start to really get your own, especially as a young man. You know what I'm saying? Get a little freedom in the house and stuff like that. So you really talk about.
Well, I mean,
16,
and then when you get in your 20s, your 30s, like, do you really remember?
Yeah,
when you were 5.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that old saying goes, in order to remember something, you got to forget something else. So, like, every day that you're remembering those memories from when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, like, you're forgetting that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a time I could have damn near recounted every day from when I was in the 4th grade. Like, now, it's certain events that stand out. But it's like that. Like, I used to remember when I was 9. Now it's like, it's certain things that stand out. Nigga, when I graduated, I used to remember vividly. Now it's like, oh, damn, that sure did happen. Oh, I forgot about that. And keep in mind, that wasn't that long ago. So to your point, man, it's a vapor. Yeah,
man. Like the whole thing, man. So, yeah, I forgot about that, but that was pretty big news a few days ago. Or last week, I think, when that actually happened.
Well, in between when we did the last pod and now.
Yeah, maybe it happened like a couple days later.
Because he was in the hospital when we did the last one. So,
it just,
it was last week.
Yep. All right, and this last one here, I want to give a salute to Sterling Sharp for making the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows Sterling Sharp. He is the older brother of Shannon Sharp.
AKA Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay. And so he finally made the Hall of Fame.
Should have been made it.
Should have been in there. So I'm actually glad, man, because Sterling Sharp was like, he was that dude. He was.
How you on the all 80s, all decade team?
Yeah.
If you're on an all decade team, you should be in the Hall of Fame. So he's one. I know this may be controversial. Our boy Ocho. Is actually Ocho's in the 2000 to 2010.
Yep, he was
because he was the AFC's leading receiver pretty much the whole time, from the 2000 to like 2010.
Yeah.
So like, people, playoff success, but if you're an all-pro, if you're Pro Bowl, if you're at the top of your position, you're leading in yards, catches, touchdowns.
And he was iconic in how he played the game and his dances and his shenanigans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's Ocho. But like, and keep in mind, just like I parallel them both because Sterling didn't play with Brett. He played maybe like 2 years with Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. For the most part, he had other quarterbacks because you got to remember, Brett Favre was in Atlanta first. Mm-hmm. And by the time he got to Green Bay, I want to say it was like maybe his second season in Green Bay. That's when Sterling got hurt. And then he was out. Like, I want to say he got hurt the year before, or maybe 2 years before they went to the Super Bowl.
Something like that. I remember on ESPN when they reported that he messed up his neck or
and when you looked at the play, it didn't look like it wasn't like a big tackle or something. Like, the guy kind of like, he like kind of got grabbed and he fell and he's like, oh, like, dang, why he?
It just hit that spot.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was like the angle was weird.
Yeah. That spot.
But here's a guy that in those 7 years,
dominated.
If you put his 7 years up versus anybody's 7 years, the only people that's comparable. And no shade to and T.O., my guy. No shade to T.O., no shade to Randy Moss. His 7 years is only like Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Oh, no doubt. He was in that lane. He was in that lane.
That's it.
Him and Jerry are right there, top 2, top 3 in the league, easy. So,
and then you got to think about it, like guys like Tim Brown, Chris Carter, they had the benefit of having a full career. Mm-hmm. Like, so if like Sterling wouldn't have had to play 15, if he would have played another 3.
Yeah, I was looking at he's a 3-time first team all
pro. Come on, man.
5-time Pro Bowl. This is when Pro Bowl used to mean something. Mm-hmm. And he was 3-time NFL receptions leader. Mm-hmm. Actually, back to back, 2 in 92 and 93. Then had one in 89.
Did he ever get the Triple Crown?
No.
Was it receptions, yards, and touchdowns?
Yeah, he did. 92.
Okay. Was he ever a second team All Pro?
He was nope. It got 3-time first team.
Oh, okay.
He got 3-time first team, 2-time NFL receiving touchdown leader. Like he was that dude, man. He was that dude. So it was only.
And keep in mind, he did not have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
He did not have a Hall. Like people say, oh, he played with Brett Favre. Yes, before Brett Favre was Brett Favre.
Yeah. They
did not know he was going to be Brett Favre when. Them 2 years he played with Sterling Sharp.
And when just looking at his stats now, in 1989, he had over 1,400 yards receiving. In the NFL at that time, that's crazy because the game is more so running, it's slow. Like, to do that in that 89, then he had 1,461 in 92.
And keeping like you said, that's good now.
Yes.
If you're getting 1,400 yards now, you're a max receiver. Yeah. You're CeeDee Lamb. You're Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're Devontae. Mm-hmm. You're I'm missing some guys.
AJ
Brown. You're that level. Yeah. And but like to your point, that is when they used to take your head off. Mm-hmm. Like if you caught it, you was going to pay. Yeah. Like they say, you're getting receipts. That was also when the running back was more prominent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why they say, oh, running back is devalued now. Like, no, that's because you had backs. And keep in mind, you had guys like a Natron Means, like an Ironhead Hayward, like a Christian Okoye. That's like they was them dudes that ain't Hall of Famers. And they had seasons where they had 1,500 yards rushing. My boyfriend for the Garrison Hurst. You know what I'm saying? Like you had running backs that wasn't Hall of Fame. Roger Craig ain't in the Hall of Fame. And it's only him, Marshall Faulk, and Christian McCaffrey that got 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. and he still ain't in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. But you had to be a guy, like, in order to make the Hall of Fame, like, you had to be a dude, because running backs was a premium. Like, that era was Eric Dickerson, Bo Jackson, Sweetness, Walter Payton. Like, that's the era that Sterling was playing in. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith. Like, that's the era he was in, where your teams was running.
And was killing. Because 1,400 back then is probably more so 1,900 today. 1,900 going to 2,000.
Oh, yeah, if he played in today's times, he'd be a 2,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, so,
and I don't know that any receiver has gotten 2,000 yards.
They trying to,
I think the closest was like 1,800.
Something like that. 19, I think Tyreek had 1,900, close to 1,900 last year when he was trying to break it, but didn't break it. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, salute the Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp. Also, I think they got it right by not putting Eli Manning in the first ballot. So I give the Hall of Fame salute with that, because although he beat the GOAT a couple times in the Super Bowl, he got a couple Super Bowl MVPs. It's the totality of your NFL career, and it's just 500 record, led the league in interception 2 or 3 times.
Never was an All-Pro.
Never was an All-Pro.
Ever.
Like he was never even considered a top 5 quarterback in his era.
Period.
Top 5 in his era, period.
I don't know if he was top 5 in the NFC.
Yeah. That's the argument.
I mean,
too.
and this is what I'm saying. Donovan McNabb is arguably not a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. He don't have better numbers than Donovan McNabb.
No, he was Donovan was better.
Phillip Rivers, arguably not a Hall of Famer. He don't have better numbers than Phillip Rivers.
I like Phillip Rivers.
Matt Ryan, not a Hall of Famer. He don't have better numbers than Matt Ryan. Nigga, Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, pull up his numbers. I guarantee you Matt Schaub overall got better numbers.
Yeah.
Then I'm talking about winning percentage. You talking about Atlanta and Houston. Mm-hmm. Better winning percentage overall. Yeah. Better passing yards. Touch like. Think about it. Nobody talking about Matt Schaub. Mm-hmm. No, will he be okay? 2 words or 4. David Tyree, Plexico Burress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it, because David Tyree made the helmet catch, which really Rodney Harrison helped. Because if he hadn't grabbed his arm, that's actually what made David Tyree catch it. And then Plexico, who arguably, if he don't go to jail for shooting himself by accident, he damn near had a Hall of Fame. He had the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, you look at his numbers, he got a Super Bowl, you look at his Pro Bowls, you look at his touchdowns, yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So, I mean, Eli's not, and I'm glad. I mean, if he get in, he get in.
He's going to eventually get there. They're going to put him in for sure, but just first
because his last name.
For sure. No doubt. But he doesn't deserve to be a first ballot, but he's going to eventually get there. So we'll see with that, man. But y'all go ahead and like this video right now. Again,
share it.
Share it. Do all those good things, y'all. But until next time, you know what it is. Continue with that executive mindset.
And most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.